Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to the latest Energized show. I'm obviously here with the main man, Roscoe, but we have a special guest today.
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Let's go!
Stephen, welcome to Ireland.
Thank you.
What's your Irish experience like?
It's been amazing, man. First time to Ireland, spent 2 days in Dublin, had some social media obligations we did there, and then ended up coming here. It's amazing, man. Fans have been unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, and I was told when I come here, I got to drink the Guinness.
Did you
and
have one?
it's different. It's definitely way better than it is in the States. So,
Did you have one?
I had like 7.
Did you?
So yeah, it's amazing.
Well, you look
And the
fresh.
coffee.
You look fresh.
And the coffee's always better than America too. The coffee here is amazing.
Especially when it's an Irish one.
Oh,
you know?
the Irish coffee's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you
man.
try any of the whiskey?
I haven't yet. So I've always wanted to like whiskey or scotch. So I have like a bottle at home. Every time I sip on it, I don't like it. I got to train the palate. You know what I mean? I got to train the palate.
We can work on it. We can
Okay.
work on it.
Sounds like a plan.
Speaking of
you
which-
got to tell me your go-to whiskey or
Yeah. Well, you see, Ross works with Jameson.
I work with Jameson whiskey, so like.
shut your butt.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I actually tried to DM you when you were in Dublin, being like, "Oh, spin on by," but you left me on scene, man.
I'm sorry.
You gave me the blue ticks
I'm
on
sorry.
WhatsApp, man.
Well, was it? Are you on what? See, I can't get my WhatsApp to work.
Oh, shocking.
I can't get my WhatsApp to. I haven't worked.
That's such
I
a
haven't worked
lie,
at all.
man. You can't lie.
I
to us.
swear.
Man, I saw 2
Dude.
blue ticks. I
All
saw
right,
2
check
blue
it,
ticks.
Check it. So they give you that 6-digit code or whatever,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't send me the text
Oh.
because I was on Wi-Fi. Maybe it says I was on Wi-Fi.
In fairness,
Okay.
when we were actually at your UFC 217 fight against Jorge Masvidal, we were in New York.
Yeah.
Which that win looks way better now than ever, doesn't it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
actually does.
100%.
And we I actually won a fan competition for like knowing the most about UFC at the time.
So
Bruce
you're-
Buffer announced me on stage.
You're an MMA connoisseur.
Absolutely,
He's pretty good.
absolutely. Like
Test them there.
Well, that's the thing. I'm horrible at it. I was on an Aero Hawani show one time, and it was like a live event. And it was me, Stipe Miocic, you had Ben Askren, you had several other MMA fighters, and it was MMA. I'm horrible at MMA trivia. Because I do it, I guess. I don't study it at all because I pretty much immersed my whole life into
live it.
MMA.
You live it, yeah.
So, if UFC fights are on, I won't watch it unless there's somebody I want to see, fight, somebody I'm a fan of.
Like,
So I'm horrible. If it's not Harry Potter trivia, I'm horrible.
Yeah, but who would have to be fighting for you to tune in?
Oh, man.
Sounds like only a handful of people, is it?
Definitely, yeah. Chris Weidman, obviously, he's kind of like family. He's family now.
Yeah.
My brother ended up marrying his sister. So
I thought you married his sister.
no.
All right.
So
You heard it here first.
I
No.
would go out there.
So you
for
didn't
his
ask her to marry her after you got with her?
I didn't.
That is-
It wasn't me.
That's
It-
very
it-
you, Steve, man. That's very you.
It was my brother. They have a baby and one on the way.
Oh, cool.
So she lives in South Carolina. So I got to put up with his ass now.
In fairness, I saw a really cute photo on Instagram of you or Chris holding your son up pretending.
Oh,
I saw that. It was very funny.
Well, what was funny was I was in New York City getting ready for a fight. I think Chris was getting ready for a fight. So I kind of chimed in on their family photos they had scheduled.
Yeah.
So we decided to have some fun with it.
Yeah, why not?
So everybody's like, are they a couple? Like seriously, are they a couple? We're like, no, we're just messing around.
Do you have any kids yourself?
I don't, man. I've got 12 nieces and nephews,
Yeah.
but none of my own yet. So everybody's looking at me like, all right, Steven, we're waiting on you, man. But, I got a small window to kind of do what I want to do with the MMA and traveling. And,
Yeah.
I don't want any distractions. I'm trying to go for that title again. And, I'm ranked number 6
Yeah.
right now. And hopefully we'll get something happening in either May or June. Don't know who yet. But
Yeah.
I told the UFC, give me a top 5 guy or give me a name, and we'll go from there. So
And
we'll see.
In terms of that, what is your path to the title? Who do you fight, and then who do you fight to get the title shot?
Well, see-
and then on top of that, how do you see yourself stacking up against Kamaru Usman?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, for me at rank number 6, I would have to go hard in order to make that title run. So either, I know me and Colby Covington don't have anything coming up. I know he's coming off an injury. So am I. I had 2 broken hands my last fight.
Yeah.
So that's an option, but it's really up to the UFC and what they want, really. And, maybe 1 or 2 more fights, spectacular wins. I'll maybe get that title shot. Maybe a rematch with Masvidal
That's the
if
thing.
he'll take it. The NMF versus the BMF, but we'll see. I know he's going. It's not official yet. I think they're still waiting on contracts to be signed, but I'm pretty sure that he's getting that next shot.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be actually quite hard for Kobe Covington to say something bad about you, wouldn't it? I'd be
That's the
interested to see
thing.
what
I
he'd
mean,
have to say.
he'll come up with something stupid. You know what I mean? I mean, you got guys who've got the gift of gab, you know, and who are pretty good at, you know, talking trash and are very crafty with it. He's not that guy. You know, the stuff that comes out of his mouth, I just want to poke him in the eye. You know what I mean?
Do you not think that's sort of good for the sport? Just the way it makes it more entertaining. And
Yeah,
people actually
I
want
think
to watch
so.
his fights.
Right.
There's some fighters who are like way better, but they don't garner that much attention, and you're missing out on watching that stuff. I remember the first time I saw you fight as well. I was like, that style is fucking class, man. It's just, you know what I mean? It's not like no offense to the wrestlers, but they take it down and people get sort of bored. But the way your stand up, I was like, oh, it's slick.
Well, thank you. No, that's you know, I grew up doing karate. I still train karate every day. We have a gym back home. We've been open for 37 years. We've got grandkids of grandparents that took from us. So 3 generations of martial artists come through there.
And you drive the bus around as well, picking up the kids?
Oh, yeah, I do, man. We have an after-school program. I'm out there driving a bus, man, picking up kids from school.
Yeah.
So that's my jam. I can stop fighting right now and just teach karate. Teach, you know, train MMA, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, kickboxing. And for me, I've got 2 brothers and 2 sisters. It was mandatory for us. Training martial arts was just as important as our education, you know?
And that's through your dad, yeah?
That's from my dad. My dad fought back in the 70s and 80s.
What about your mom? Was your mom into that?
My mom, she was a 3rd-degree black belt as well. We tested for our 3rd-degree black belt together. And it was an 8-hour exam.
Oh my.
And the first hour, she broke her thumb and dislocated her shoulder.
Because you hit her?
Finished it.
Because you hit her?
No, I actually fought the guy that did that too, and I messed him up pretty bad. That's what you get for hitting my mom. But, yeah, I was like 17 at the time. But, yeah, man, they were my inspiration to start competing. My dad and my sister before me, she kicked my ass for years.
Yeah.
She was the reason I started training kickboxing. She needed a sparring partner. And, of course, what better sparring partner than her younger brother, me. And I thought I was horrible at kickboxing because I'm getting beat up by this girl, you know? Yeah. So my dad, to show me that I was better than what I thought I was, my very first fight, I was 15 years old. I looked like I was 12. I fought a guy who was 20-0. He was 26 years old. So my dad threw me to the dogs on that one, you know? Yeah. Anyway, I ended up beating the brakes off the guy. And that's how I ended up getting the nickname Wonderboy.
Yeah, is your sister called Wonder Girl?
No, she was the Golden Girl.
Golden Girl.
She was Golden Girl, yeah. Her favorite boxer was Oscar De La Hoya at the time. He was the Golden Boy.
Yeah.
So she was definitely the Golden Girl.
You went 37-0 in your kickboxing career, didn't you?
Yep, 37-0 in kickboxing, and had is that 43? My dad knows my record better than I do. I don't care. I don't keep up with it, but I'm 37 knockouts.
Yeah, well, Jesus. So that's very, very impressive.
I was 57-0 altogether. And then with 37 knockouts.
Oh, 37 knockouts. I'm underselling you here. Come here. What do you like to do in your downtime?
Me? Well, number one, I work at the gym. I'm there. I live there. I'm what you call a dojo rat. I live at the gym. You know, I'm training. My mom, my dad works there. My brother, my cousins, my aunt. It's a family business. We got 750 students. Most of them are kids, which is another reason why inside and outside of the octagon, you know, I try to, you know, show that modesty and courtesy, integrity, self-control, perseverance, showing that indomitable spirit, because I got 600 kids that watch every move I make, you know? And I know what the martial arts has done for me, not just as a martial artist, but being a good man, and I want to give that back, you know?
That's a good way to be.
But, you know, I'm into cars, man. We've got a collection of cars, me and my family both. My brother, he's got a GTR. My dad's got a 69 Chevrolet Impala. I've got a 1,300 horsepower Toyota Supra that I take to the drag strip and tinker with. So, yeah, the car is my jam.
Yeah. Can we look back at some of your fights as well, right? Because, like, UFC Dublin is coming up. And I know I asked you yesterday, would you be interested in headlining it? I know now you want to, like, look for some of the top 5. But because you went to Liverpool and fought Darren Till, now looking back at that fight, myself and Ross actually thought you won that. And I'm not even messing, because it was great for the European scene that you won, okay? That's 100% true. But we were both like, you won that. Because we were in London at the time, and we were like, here, we think you won that. And then
y'all were there? Y'all weren't there?
No, we were in London.
Yeah.
We watched it in a bar in London. We were like, right, we no offense to you, but like for our show to grow, for the people to be interested.
For the European scene, it was like almost better for Darren Till to win at the time.
Right.
But when we were watching it, I sat there and went, geez, Darren wasn't that great. And I was like, oh, Wonderboy definitely won that.
Yeah.
And then when they called out the judges' scorecards, I was like, nah, didn't agree.
So does that mean you wouldn't be interested in going into like someone's backyard again? You know?
No, I think it was just the whole situation when it came to Darren Till. Like, you know, I was ranked number 1. Before I was getting ready to fight George Masvidal. I was in New York City, and I was like, they were asked, hey, would you win? Would you mind? Would you want to fight Darren Till? Like, they wanted me to fight Darren Till before I even had my fight with Masvidal. Okay. So I think it was just the UFC trying to push him, because I know Michael Bisping was on his way out.
Yeah.
So they really didn't have a whole lot of people from Europe to really promote, and you got this young kid who's definitely got the gift of gab for sure.
Yeah.
And he's an exciting fighter. He just beat I think it was Cerrone.
Yeah, Cowboy.
But that was pretty much the only guy I knew he fought. Like, there was nobody else that I knew of that, you know, that notable that he's fought.
Yeah.
You know, me being a fighter, of course, I'll be like, yeah, you know, I'll fight anybody, right?
Yeah.
And directly after that fight, they were like, hey, you're fighting Darren Till in Liverpool. I'm like, no. No, I'm not. You know, I was ranked number 1. He was 9.
No, I'm not.
No. And then I was like, you know, I want to keep moving forward. You know, I just had those controversial loss against Tyron Woodley. I want to, you know, give me somebody in the top 5. And they're like, no, you're fighting him. I'm like, well, we'll have to renegotiate some stuff on my contract then, you know.
Yeah, because we saw.
And then I end up flying there. The guy doesn't make weight.
No, badly as well.
He has an hour to get the weight off. He comes back even heavier. So it's like the guy didn't even care, you know. And the UFC.
What was going through your head then? Because like that must have been a mindfuck.
You know, I was like, well, it was one of those things like, okay, like in my head, I knew why I was there, you know, to push this guy up. Yeah. You know, but what
were you getting out of it though? If you're a Liverpool fan.
Payday.
Yeah, I mean a bigger payday, but
payday,
I mean nothing really that it was. That's why I didn't want to take the fight to begin with, because it was going to do nothing for me.
That's the thing.
You know. So he has an hour to get it off. Doesn't make weight. So I'm like, oh man. Everybody on social media was like, don't fight, don't take the fight. But I was like, listen, man, I came all the way to Liverpool.
Yeah, you're already there.
Fans are excited because I was there 2 weeks before the fight just to get acclimated.
Were you?
Yes, and the fans were amazing, man. Everybody was great. Yeah. You know.
Even
when they all booed me walking out, I had a smile on my face because I'm never the bad guy anywhere, you know. So it was cool to be on that side.
You came out second, didn't you?
Did I come out second? I don't remember.
Well, you were there, like.
I don't remember. Did y'all see that fight? Did I come out second or first?
You must have come out second. You were.
I had to come out second, right?
Yeah. Well, okay, so, like that entrance with Darren Till, that's like a viral.
It was awesome.
Yeah. What were you like? What were you doing? Like,
I was in the back like, this is nuts, man. This is crazy.
You were there away. Like,
I was. You know, I listened.
Whoa.
I listened to. I walk out to Jack Black, Tenacious D, Wonderboy, right? Yeah. So it's not a song that fires you up, but it puts a smile on my face, and that fits perfectly for somebody like me. You know.
Yeah.
It always calms me down too, because everybody loves that song. So when I came out, I didn't even hear my song. All I heard was boos. But at the same time, they're like, what's up, man? High-fiving me. Boo! Like, shake my hand, man. But they were booing me, but it was like they weren't really booing me, you know?
They were like fake booing.
Yeah.
Don't beat our guy, but also we love you.
Yeah.
It was great, man. I had a great time, but I knew. During that fight, I think it was the first or second round, he ends up side-kicking me in the knee. I end up tearing my MCL right off the bat. And I've had 4 knee surgeries on my left and 2 on my right. I tore every ligament in my left leg. I was out for 3 years. And the first thing that went was my MCL. Then my ACL tore after. So all that was going through my head. I knew because I heard it pop when he side-kicked me in the knee. And then I just felt really unstable. So I wasn't able to angle off, wasn't able to move like I normally do. So I basically had to wait for him to throw and then counter back with like 5 more shots just to try and outpoint him, you know?
Yeah.
And it wasn't enough, you know. I felt like I won it. I know the guys on the Fox panel, Michael Bisping thought I won it. There's a lot of people thought I did, but it is what it is, man. I'm along for the ride. My goal is to fight the best guys in the world, and he's one of them. Look at him now. He's still being pushed, especially at 185. He did very well against Kevin Gastelum.
Yeah. You
So-
could have killed that hype train though.
Yeah, man. I know. It's one of those things. I look back. I was like, man. You know, there's so many things that were kind of going on and going through my head during that whole process that, you know, I'm not the type of guy to make excuses, you know, so I'll just leave it there. So I ended up losing the fight. The only fight I lost, that I actually felt like I lost, was the Pettis, when I got just knocked out.
Yeah.
you know. And it was funny because I was beating the crap out of the guy, and all I remember is stepping off the stool after the first round, and I'm like, you know what? His nose is busted up. I'm like, I'm gonna be a little more aggressive this round.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you think he took that fight? Because obviously he had to move up a weight division. But what do you think he saw in you that he was like?
You talking about Anthony?
Yeah. What do you think he saw that he was like, right, I can beat Wonderboy? Because that was a big leap for him to take. Because he dropped down to 145 as well, so to 170.
Well, he was 155. He used to fight at 145. He was champion.
He missed weight at
145.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a fight coming up. I thought I was supposed to fight Ponzinibbio. That was my goal. Like I was ready to fight this guy. He just didn't take it for some reason. So I'm sitting there just waiting on the sidelines, waiting for something. And I was actually I was going snowboarding with my cousin. I get off the plane, and my phone's blowing up. I'm like, what's going on? I saw that Anthony Pettis called me out. You know, very respectful way. It was really cool. He's like, you ain't got to fight. I ain't got to fight. Let's make it happen. He's fought at 170 before. So I'm like, shoot, you know, one of the best guys, you know, former champion. Let's do it. I'm ready to rock. I was in the best shape. I was in great shape. And it was in Nashville, only a few hours from where I live. So my whole town was there to see me get knocked out. I was like, why? Why there? You know, it was just one of those things. Is something that's always been in my head because I've never been knocked out before. Close to 80-something fights, never been knocked out. So it's always been in the back of my head, like, you know, what does it feel like? You know, now I know it's not that bad.
Do you think he hits hard? Do you think he hit harder than Woodley?
No, definitely not. Woodley hit me square in the head, and like my face went weird. I was like, when he hit me. When I know I've been hit harder, his was just right on the money. You know, and which kind of affected me because I normally see stuff like that coming. Why did I not see it coming? And then I went back and watched it, and I just like, which lets me know at all times during a fight, you have to be in position. I was out of position for a split second, and he took advantage of it. You know, bounced off the cage, and when I threw a side kick, and it glanced off of him, and it squared me up. So when he bounced off the cage, I couldn't back up fast enough. I tried to check hook him, and he just hit me before I hit him, and that was it.
What'd you make of that first Woodley fight? I know it was on a huge card, wasn't it?
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah,
that was probably my favorite fight. Most people that I talk to, their favorite fights are fights that they won. My favorite fight was that one. Oh. When I'm in a situation where, first off, the biggest card ever, UFC 205.
Yeah.
We broke all Madison Square Garden records. Just the athletes and performers that have walked through those halls was amazing. And now I'm one of them, 3 times now. But when I fought Woodley, I was in uncomfortable situations, right? Where most people would have given up or tapped. Like, you learn a lot about yourself in those situations.
Yeah, he had you in a headlock for ages, didn't he?
Yeah, he had me in a guillotine, and it was tight. And, after getting knocked down twice in the 4th round, you know, and then be able to just fight through that. And I try and put myself in uncomfortable situations, so I'm comfortable with being in those situations, right?
Yeah.
And then I was locked in that guillotine, and I remember being in there, and I'm talking to myself like I'm talking to you now. It's weird what you do. I told myself when I was in that guillotine, like, I said, all these people came
to get out of this.
Yeah, basically, I was like, all these people came to watch me fight. I said, I'm not tapping.
Yeah.
I was ready to go out. You know, I'm not going to tap to this.
Yeah.
And then, when I said that, I could feel his arms start to get tired. And then when I popped my head out, I went back and watched it. Because when you're in the cage, you don't hear a thing. All I'm focused on is my opponent, and I can hear my coach, and I can hear my opponent's coach. So I know what they're saying to him to do. So you train yourself. That takes a lot of fights to be able to do that, you know?
And that fight won fight of the night that night as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
So there's an extra 50 G's in your back pocket.
Did you think that was a draw?
You know, after, like, when I went back, or during the situation, I thought he won it. Yeah. You know, just from that 4th round.
This has happened so many, like, we've watched so many fights and we're like, right, we think this person won or that person won. This was like the one time where Ross was like, he thought Woodley won, I thought you won.
Yeah.
And then it was a draw, and it was like, oh, that's great.
Yeah, you know, being out in the octagon, just getting knocked down and being in those situations, like, yeah, he got that, you know. But then I went back and watched it. You know, I won the fights, but, you know, he's the one that did a lot of damage, you know. So I don't take that away from him at all. Like, that's why I raised his hand after, because I thought, you know, he should have had the fight. He should have won it.
Would you be interested in fighting Rafael dos Anjos next? Because I always feel when someone beats dos Anjos, they get a title shot.
You know what?
That's
Which
like a
it
thing,
doesn't
isn't
make
it?
sense. Of course, rankings don't matter. Obviously, I feel like the Fertitta brothers worked very hard to make it a legitimate thing. The rankings. Now that the UFC has been sold, I think it was for like $4.2 billion
How much
to
do
an
you get that?
entertainment. I got half. You know,
Okay.
I wish. It's going towards that entertainment aspect, which the game is changing and it's always evolving, especially not just with fighters but the industry. So Rafael dos Anjos has lost 3 in a row, and he's still ranked. He was still ranked number 5 at the time before he lost his last one.
Yeah, he's ranked number 8.
You
right
know,
now.
I was ranked number 1. I lose one time, and I moved to number 9.
Yeah, you're 6.
So I was like,
you're
how is
6
this
now.
guy? I'm 6 now?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Trying to keep working my way up, man. But I tried to get that fight for the longest with Rafael dos Anjos, and he didn't want to take it. And a lot of these guys, I think it's definitely my style. It's very hard to prepare for. Very difficult.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, like Ponzinibbio didn't want to fight. There have been a lot of guys Robbie Lawler, who I tried to get a fight with for the past 2 years, is
That'd
not
be
taking
good.
it.
That'd be
I
good.
thought that would have
Yeah.
been a great fight for the fans for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But I think it has to do with Robbie Lawler's taken a lot of damage his year. Through he's been fighting since he was like 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah. Before we just wrap up.
Yeah.
What do you sort of make of the welterweight division now? Like, what way do you sort of see it going now in the next?
there's a lot of really high level wrestlers in the top 5.
Yeah.
You got Usman and you got Colby Covington. A lot of grapplers as well. But you're starting to see these strikers come in, such as Leon Edwards.
Leon Edwards, yeah.
He's pretty good everywhere.
Yeah.
He fought Vicente Luque and was taking him down and
Yeah.
controlling him on the ground.
His elbows are brilliant.
He's good everywhere,
Yeah.
man.
His brother's brilliant as well, Fabian Edwards.
Say that again?
His brother Fabian Edwards is brilliant as well.
Really? I see. Who does he fight for? Do you know?
Bellator.
Bellator.
He's a middleweight.
No way. So he's
Yeah.
bigger. It's
Yeah.
funny how that is. Is he an older brother or younger
No,
brother?
younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I got 2 younger brothers, and I'm the oldest, but I'm the runt. I'm the smallest, man. My younger brother's like 280 pounds, and he's the one with he's better than me. But I don't know. He just doesn't have a competitive bone in his body. He just doesn't want to do it, which pisses me off.
If there was one more person, if there was one person you want to take on next, and then the next like with potential title shot after, who would you really like to have?
Obviously, it would be the champion. Everybody tells me, after that Colby Covington fight, oh man, you would crush Usman. But I'm like, listen, he's not going to fight me the same way. He's going to shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. But to test myself, most of the guys in my career have been wrestlers that I've been facing. So I'm constantly working on my, having somebody who's good at wrestling like Chris Weidman in my corner has helped me tremendously. And then being bigger and stronger makes the 170 seem so much easier. But I'm not, any of these guys in the top 5 I would love to fight for sure. And these guys are there for a reason, so I never take anybody lightly. Man, nobody wants to see the Tire and me fight again. So, maybe, I don't know, Usman, they're fighting in London, I think.
Yeah.
So, if Edwards wins, that would be awesome. Colby Covington, like I said, I know he's coming off an injury as well.
Yeah.
So Wonderboy versus Covington is next.
Hey, man, possibly. You never know.
Yeah,
you never know. That would be a good fight for sure.
Stephen, thanks a million for coming on our show.
Anytime.
Stay energized, and
Yeah.
Thanks everyone watching.
Thanks for having tuning in. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys coming out and supporting FightCon. And hopefully I'll be back out here again next year. And I'll be over here signing autographs in a bit. So would love to see all you guys and
come back for
sign
UFC
autographs.
Dublin.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to my manager when I get back and see if I'm not fighting, I want to be there.
And I'll supply the whiskey.
All right, sounds like a plan to me. Let's go.
Stephen, thanks a mil.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.